I'm Emily Feit. I was homeschooled a lot of my life. I also spent some time in public school and private school. And my husband and I homeschool now our 4 boys. I have seen such value since bringing our boys home in getting them out in nature, because I think that so often wonder is stripped out of the education that our kids have received, and even that we have received when we were growing up. And it is so essential to eager learners. And so I have found extreme value in just taking our kids outside. I know probably a lot of you might be nervous bringing your kids home for the first time, or even if you just need some inspiration having been home for a while. But I think that if you just take time outside, it will automatically inspire your children. It will inspire creativity. It builds a boldness in our children, and it helps to reignite that wonder that might have been lost. We all know that children are born with this sense of wonder. They look around and they're excited to see the leaves blowing in the wind. They love to watch the clouds in the sky, or notice the little details on a leaf, or the little legs on the little spider. And just getting them outside in nature is going to automatically be reigniting that wonder that we want to protect and preserve for so long. So at first, I don't know if some of you have felt this way, but it was kind of hard for me to step outside of my shell and force ourselves. I know that sounds weird, but to force ourselves outside into nature, whether it's the weather, it's too hot or too cold or whatever, but I learned to reshape my vocabulary into something that we're excited to get out and experience the rain. We go and we have rainy days where we'll run outside and we'll play games out in the rain, or if it's cold, we just have to bundle up, and then we get to go out and we get to see the creatures that are out in winter that we might not get to observe normally during the summer months that I might naturally prefer. But something that I have started to do is we've begun keeping a nature journal, and we've been doing nature studies, and that has really helped to take that wonder that my kids have and help them to go deeper with it and follow that inspiration. So they're asking why, but then as parents, we're getting to come alongside them and help them to seek out those answers to the whys that they're seeing. And so as we have begun doing our nature walks and our nature journaling, that has lent itself to a passion for learning, because they're seeing things that they love and that they're interested in, and they're getting to pursue that. And I am helping to encourage their self-learning. And we all know that if kids are feeling like they're directing it, then they're absorbing more and they're retaining more, and they're going to be so much more cheerful while they're spending time studying each subject. I've started to put together a curriculum for that, just a nature study notebook and an adventure pack that includes like a pencil and a magnifying glass and a field guide notebook. That way when they're out there, when I take my kids out into nature, we're still getting to have fun building our fairy houses and bird watching and all of that, but also we take time each time to pick something that we are curious about, that we want to learn more about. And sometimes we might sit there and we might study it for a long time, or sometimes we might just put that notebook back in our adventure bag. And then I have nature notebooks that we use when we're at home, and we take those questions that we've asked when we're running around outside, like like I noticed this, I wonder that, it reminds me of this. And we take those prompts that we've used and we begin to study it more deeply at home. So we go into more of a nature study. So these journals that I am putting together, they include prompts and they include invitations that parents can use to help inspire them to get their kids outside, because some kids automatically love being outside and some kids need a little bit of prodding, they need a little bit of help to get out there. But this nature notebook helps to give you, as the parents, the tools to make it easy to get out and observe nature, enjoy nature while you're out there, and then come home and spend more time studying it together, since it's already an interest of your kid. Something that we value highly in our home educating is going beyond the traditional mindset of education that we've pictured before and focusing on family values, like helping our children to be able to communicate what they think, communicate with us, communicate with each other, communicate with other adults when they come in contact with other adults. And I think that is, I hope, that that's going to be seen as very valuable in their life, because not only are we teaching them the things that we want them to know, but we're helping them to develop their own thoughts and their own values, and then be able to communicate that to other people. And I think that oftentimes we forget, we just give our kids the information that we want them to know, and we forget to help them develop their own thoughts, and we forget to equip them to communicate those to other people. And I think that is such an essential skill that for our family we really want to build into our children. So this might be something that you are already doing in your own home, but whether it is or it's not, bringing your kids home is going to be such a great opportunity for you to begin or continue to instill that skill of communication in your children. And I think that you will see fruit for the rest of their lives if you, even just whether you're going to homeschool forever or if you're just taking this year out to homeschool this year and then reevaluate. This can be a beautiful year where you are investing in your family's future, you are investing in your children's future. And I think that providing them this year with communication skills will prove to be so valuable for them and for their relationships with you and with everyone that they come in contact with.